the western side of Europe will find the final 6 names to go through to the knockouts in April, and we'll say goodbye to 6 more players that will leave the tournament. This is where the pressure really starts to kick in for these guys.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell, I think Tekkz is gonna win this match. I think Tekkz is a favorite. I think Dani Visser is in a tough spot, really tough spot. He was 2-0, he lost back-to-back games, and now he's against the ropes and playing against Tekkz, so not an easy situation. But I gotta say, I watched Dani Visser play against Daniela Wheeler, my teammate, last weekend. It was Dani Visser won 3-2, I think it was, and he scored 3 goals with Nazario. Everything, reverse elasticos, heel to heel, green time, finesse shooting from outside the box. So I think Tekkz is gonna have to be careful with R9, because Dani Visser is a really good R9 user.
As we said in the tournament format for the eChampions League, you are allowed 3 icons. That doesn't include your goalkeeper, so technically you could have 4 on the pitch. But one of those every single time is going to be R9. He's a certain icon that you're going to see in the team. Some players have gone for Gullit, Cruyff, Pele. Haven't really seen anyone. Pat Maldini at the back. They deemed that the likes of Moquinos and Djalo are good enough to do the job there. Obviously, UCL items could be pickpocketed here. Chance for Tekkz now. So maybe get a clean run with R9 if you can find the shot. Scoop turn inside. That's a mistake you don't make. In a game like this, Tekkz will have you every single day.
That's some composure over there. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, the thing is, that pressure, you don't gotta be in the situation. Both fullbacks went up. He was kind of having the ball with the young. Really amazing pressure from Tekkz, and Tekkz doesn't miss from there. So yeah, that's a mistake you don't want to make again against Tekkz, and that's it. 0-1, and difficult match ahead of Dani Visser for sure.
Obviously goes without saying, Gravison, it's clear from your prediction which situation you'd rather be in. You'd rather be 0-2 and then gone 2-2, because you're on this sort of momentum, aren't you? Trajectory of winning games, feeling really good about your FIFA. On the flip side, you've gone 2-0 and then you've just lost 2 games back-to-back. You're not going to be feeling too happy about how the tournament play's going. So certainly that's something to look at in terms of the mental side of the game.
Yeah, obviously anything can happen, and it's FIFA, and you can pick up your momentum anytime, but it's a tough spot to be in. I've been in this spot a couple of times, and it's not easy at all for Dani Visser. So obviously you're playing against Tekkz. Tekkz is gonna put you against the ropes. He's gonna pressure you. He's gonna make you make mistakes. So Dani Visser is gonna have to find his momentum and his composure if he wants to stay alive in this ECL competition.
Well, a chance now for Dani Visser. Can maybe come now. Pele looks to drop the shoulder. Pele still for the Dutchman, looking for a cutback. That all got a bit ugly all of a sudden. It went up for a goal kick. It came off the boot, maybe the ankle of one of Dani Visser's midfielders. And a chance in the end. Doesn't come to anything. As we said, loser of this crashes out the Champions League. We've seen coming into this tournament how big of an event this is for Tekkz. Says he'd love to win the Champions League, get back to winning ways. He did tweet out earlier today when he went 0-2. Could be a gift, could be a gift. Vinicius can't get the clean shot away. But the words he said were 0-2 in eChampions League, can't get anything going. That was 3 hours ago. Since then, he's come back fighting, Gravison. Not against 1 Portuguese player, but 2 Portuguese players, with some heavy results and some big scorelines.
Yeah, he's obviously found his style in these last 2 matches. I don't think Portuguese fans are gonna be happy with those 4 elásticos he did against Tuga in FIFA 19, and now eliminating 2 Portuguese players back-to-back. But yeah, I think Dani Visser is playing a good match. I'm trying to figure out which formation he's using. I think he's going for the 4-3-1, because all Team Gullit players are using him, or using that formation the whole match, so the whole tournament, sorry. So I think it's that formation, but obviously Tekkz is gonna pressure you. So I think the main focus on Dani Visser is going to be when he has the ball with his fullbacks. Because if he makes mistakes, Tekkz is obviously going to punish him every single time.
Especially when you look at the options he's got in those areas, Gravison. He's got Cristiano Ronaldo on one side. He's got Vinicius Junior on the other. We saw in the little promo videos that our players have been filming here at the ECL. Vinicius Junior is the unsung hero, was the words that Tekkz used. One thing that both these two have in common is that they both had to play against Nacho Abia today. A good friend of yours, Gravison. They've both been on, unfortunately, the wrong side of that player. Having some very, very competitive games. Into the box, it shall go. Can't get cleared away in the end there. Chance is still going to be there for Tekkz. He tries his best to recycle that one round.
Yeah, I think we're kind of used to make crosses to the second post, because we have in our normal accounts, we have CR7 Team of the Year edition, we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but in those accounts you can cross to the second post, but in these accounts you usually have I don't know, Vinicius or maybe Mohamed Salah, so I don't think any of the crosses are working for any of the players in this competition.
And that's a cheeky chip, finds Renan Lodi. That's been one common theme today. How important is it to use those fullbacks? We did quite a lot today. Players utilising a left back and a right back, getting to bomb, and it just causes a lot more problems to the defensive side of it. Obviously, going forward gives you more options, but what, in a more wider context, Gravison, just to explain it to the viewer at home, how important is it to get those fullbacks involved?
It is actually pretty important with the meta right now, because many players are using the 4-3-2-1 as the main formation. So when they're using both their wings, they're putting the instruction stay centered. So you have all the wing for the fullbacks to attack. So obviously, if you're using Cancelo, you know he has a really good speed boost, and every time you utilize that speed boost, it's gonna give you a good edge to pass the ball to the striker. So that's the main issue. That's the main explanation for me to understand why they're using the fullbacks as much as they're using in pretty much every single formation.
Yeah, and it's been a massive factor. So what a ball that could be. Vinicius Junior, cheeky chip from the Brazilian. 2020 vision from Dani Visser. He's another one of the stars that Team Gullit have been producing over the last few years. And with vision like that, it's no surprise. He found Vinicius Junior. The timing of the run was everything, but the little cheeky dink over the goalkeeper's heads will bring him all square at 1-1. And we'll see it again on the replay. What a ball that is from Cristiano Ronaldo being the playmaker.
And we're level up. Yeah, that was an awesome pass. I think there's got to be something with the Team Gullit coaches, because they create runs every single time, all of the Team Gullit players. So I think that was an awesome example of how to attack the space. Vinicius Junior, as you were saying, one of the best non-icon players we are seeing on the pitch right now. And that's a deserved goal, in my opinion. 1-1.
Pele on 9, can't find a bounce back. That was risky from Dani. Look at Dani Visser, though, in his esports career. He was one of the first real names that I heard about at Team Gullit. They signed him up about 4 years ago now. And since he signed, he won the Eredivisie back in 2019.
Yeah.
One of the first real winners of the Eredivisie over there. It's the Dutch league that runs alongside the FIFA Global Series. Since then, he's just sort of projected on. He's been involved with the Dutch national team, and he's just been one of the rising stars in the Netherlands. And then since then, as we know with Team Gullit, they've just added to that roster with more talent. Some of those names obviously being maybe David, who has qualified, by the way, into the knockout rounds. Chance for Tekkz, Elastico, did he need it? He's won a penalty, it doesn't matter. Dives into the tackle, but to be honest, I don't think Marquinhos could do much about that. He literally elasticoed himself onto the player. He had nothing else he could do about it. This is a golden chance for Tekkz to make it 2-1. Has he got composure from the spots? Pele steps up down the middle, as cool as you like. Tekkz leads by 2-1.
Yeah, basically 2 mistakes, I think the two mistakes were with Marquinhos. And yeah, basically, Tekkz is punishing. He's pressing well to the center backs every time the full backs are starting to attack. And yeah, pretty much. Dani Visser can't afford to make the same mistake. He's going to make it 3 times because for sure, Tekkz is going to punish it. That's the main issue right now. I think Dani Visser is playing better with the build-up, but if he keeps repeating these mistakes, he's just gonna lose the match.
It could be another mistake. Dispossessed again. Tekkz loving this at the moment because Vinicius Jr. will, for a split second, thought maybe try and go down to ground there and claim a penalty from the referee. Would have been having none of it. But it's come from these areas now on the pitch, Gravison, where I don't know if it's the press that we're seeing from Tekkz or there's a bit of nervousness. There just seems to be a great ability that Tekkz is also providing of just cutting these passing lanes. He's been able to win the ball back in the midfield quite a lot.
Yeah, I think it's I don't think it's a composure thing. I think it's a tactical standpoint because every single time Tekkz sees Dani Visser trying to make a build-up play with the center backs, he just presses them like really, really aggressively. So every single time Dani Visser finds himself with no situation for an easy pass, and he's keep losing the ball every single time. So I think it's not a composure thing. I think it's a tactical mistake every single time.
When Tekkz gets cooking, like he is now, there is no stopping this man. Days for a split second, he was just offside. I don't know if you saw that of Pele there, Gravison. It was a rainbow flick or some sort of flick, and a number of combination of skill moves. When Tekkz starts getting into those areas of the pitch and is doing that, it speaks volumes of just how confident maybe he is feeling. Even though the scoreline is just 2-1. He picks up the ball again now. Lucky enough for Dani to win the ball back with Djalo there.
Yeah, we're going to be having, obviously, a lot of attack from both sides because they're both using kind of narrow formations. And yeah, I think the player who is playing better in a mechanical standpoint, it's gonna win. And in this moment, Dani Visser is messing it up.
Can't really get footing on the ball at the moment. 10 minutes away from half-time, technically across the two legs we are. Fnatic Tekkz leads by 2-1 against Dani Visser of Team Gullit. This is our final round of action. One of these two will be crashing out the tournament. Dani looking for an equaliser. Can he get the ball across with Pele? No, he can't. Just a few words though on players that have been superb today. There's only 2 players that have not lost a game now in the eChampions League. Someone you know very well, Gravison. David Sanchez, 4 games played, 4 wins to his name. He has come out the blue, and I believe he's currently a free agent.
Yeah, he is. We know him from La Liga, and he's not made a good start, but he's obviously performing well at this moment. So I think a lot of Spanish teams are going to be looking to sign him for their teams. And obviously, Diogo Peixoto, I think the last time we saw him in a live event, well, on an online event, it was on playoffs, and I think he was the best PS4 player out there. I think he won pretty much every single match he played until he matched Foma, who was just unleashed that day. So yeah, Peixoto stepping it up every single time he plays on an online event, and we are gonna see Tekkz playing his last play.
Yeah, he seems to love online FIFA, does Diogo Peixoto. And that will do us getting that far. I mean, 3 wins didn't sound like much at the start of today. But for these guys, it'll be the best 3 wins they've ever tasted if they can get themselves over the line.
Yeah, it sounds easy when you start the day. Like 3 wins might be an easy task, but when you start matching up against Levi, against Nicolas, against Matias Bonanno, against Diogo, it's not as easy as it looks. So, yeah, looking... Ooh.
Could be a chance for R9 now. If you have just joined this matchup in particular, this is one of those elimination games I've been speaking to. Fnatic Tekkz finds himself in it alongside Dani Visser. These two have had very different stories in the Champions League. Tekkz was 0-2. He lost his first 2 opening games here in the tournament. However, he came back fighting. with 2 wins back-to-back against 2 Portuguese players. On the flip side for Dani Visser, it all started so well. He went 2 games back-to-back with victories. And via a penalty shootout and another defeat, found himself 2-2, fighting for the chance to get into the next round of the Champions League. Here's Tekkz, trying to be tricky with that reverse elastico, which, no matter who's using it, it's so hard to read. Looking to recycle it again for another chance. Frenkie de Jong, who's been outstanding, one of the players that so many of our pros have enjoyed using. Such a balanced in-game item, a box-to-box midfielder. Wins it back again for Pele. Tekkz, showboating with the Brazilian. Steal with Pele. Which way will he go? Doesn't need anyone else on the pitch, so it seems so far. Offloads to CR7, and eventually Frenkie de Jong on the flip side. Win it back. What are you thinking as a pro player when you're up against someone that has just got the confidence and the belief just to flick the stick as many times as they want? It's not as easy as that. And just can create unbelievable combinations that he does.
Yeah, the thing is, when you're playing Tekkz, it's kind of hard because obviously you don't know what he's going to do inside the box. But if Tekkz wants, he can shoot from 30 yards or whatever, he's going to score. So the thing is, Tekkz does both things. Mamma mia, like, you can't allow Tekkz to go inside the box, because if he does, then you're going to be in a 50-50 situation. So your main focus has to be keeping Tekkz outside the box.
This is nice from Dani Visser. This is really nice! And he might not have had a sniff in the first 18 minutes, but he did it last game. The way he's been able to build up, the quickness in his build-up play, is second to none. That was too quick to commentate on, let alone watch. R9, ball roll into the path for Vinicius Jr., timed it green, made sure that pass was finding its way into the back of the net. And look how quick the build-up was. In there is part of the requirements of the Champions League. The UCL item that's been good. Also, Salah's impressed me today. That goal I saw going in that round 5 game that I know Rich and Ryan were casting was unbelievable finesse. Timed it green into the top bins. It seems that anyone on that right wing position or right midfield has been causing all sorts of problems.
Yeah, Bachore, I think green timed a couple of shots. Oh, no chance. It's funny how I was just seeing this chance from Tekkz. Obviously, the book bene kind of cross. So it's kind of amazing how a single tactic, a single cross from a player can obviously completely change the meta. And that's a thing Bene has done in the last year.
Tekkz now. Pele bundled. Now possession, Dani Visser. Making this 2-2 this game. That's the aggregate scoreline. As we're in this second leg, little dink pass into Pele. He's going to lose the battle. That's the Jalo. That one's too forward. Is he going to be onside? Vinicius in a running race against Renan Lodi. Goes out for a corner, which will continue to build now. Of course, Fnatic Tekkz, a man that had success with this tournament back in 2020, whipped into the box. There's an option there. And it's not the best header. One to forget about, as Van der Sar just watches that one goes over his net. Does that add something on to a tournament, Gravison? You know, you've been someone that obviously has won the Ela Liga in past times. I know you're not playing in the tournament this year, but last year you competed. Knowing that you are a previous champion in that tournament, does it add, one, pressure onto yourself to maintain the high level, but two, the people that play you have got that extra 10-15% behind them that they want to go and beat you?
Yeah, obviously it's harder. You see all the players trying to take your crown, so it's obviously harder. But that's the main thing. Like, I think in a Kendrick Lamar theme, Dr. Dre kind of features and says it's easy to get to the top. The hard part is keeping that spot. So that's basically what happens every time you're a champ. It's kind of easy to be a champ, but to stay a champ, that's the hard part. And Tekkz did it back in the day in FIFA 19, and I'm pretty sure he can do it back again in 2021.
If he wants to do that, he has to win this game, because this is the game to stay in the tournament. We have already said goodbye to a handful of players here at the eChampions League. Some of the names that have crashed out tournament so far include Tuga, by the way, one of the Portuguese players. But 1 and 3 here in the Champions League. Ronaldo does well. La Croqueta, Vinicius Jr. turns inside. This is really nice from Dani Visser. He just couldn't find the finish.
That was a great build-up. The build-up was amazing. And maybe instead of a double pass, if it just was a single X, it could have been better. But Dani Visser is stepping it up at the moment. So maybe Tekkz is going to have the last chance of the first half. But Dani Visser is definitely playing well at the moment.
What a chance. I mean,
to be in this leg against Tekkz, and maybe in this last chance, if he had controlled the ball with Pele, maybe not first time shot it to Van der Sar safe, because he did have a really great chance.
Nice, really nice. What's the save, Van der Sar? Nearly fell under the right hand of the goalkeeper. And that would have been easy pickings for R9. Still the chances alive. Maybe thought about a finesse from that far out. Did Tekkz? No, instead he goes for plan B, trying to bring the ball into the box. This could be a counter-attack on the flip side. Frankie de Jong hits the back of his head. Chance doesn't go through.
That was close. If de Jong didn't header that ball, that would be a goal for Dani Visser for sure. I don't think Tekkz pressing is being as effective as it was in the first leg. I think that's the main reason why Dani Visser is playing better than Tekkz pressing isn't affecting him as he did in the previous match.
Is he onside, R9 there? No, completely offside. Just to confirm as well to those that are listening, Nicholas is in this round still. Someone else that went 2-0 and is now 2-2, fighting for qualification. Andoni PM, E-World Cup champion, not once but twice. Sorry, finalist, champion would be another story. E-World Cup finalist, once but twice. This is nice from Dani. Pele, did he need the one more pass? He didn't. There was maybe a chance there with Pele to take a shot. He's got a 5-star weak foot. He could have fell back on that.
I mean, we could talk about the Team Gullit syndrome, right? Because Bachori did it a couple of times as well. Just shoot the ball, as Mike always says. Like, just shoot the ball. Sometimes it's easier to not think as much and shoot the ball.
That's why I think we even see the odd 30-yard finesse fly into the back of net, Gravison, where the player just saying, you know what, let's have a go from that far out. And often your opponent doesn't expect it. They give you so much time on the edge of the box. It flies in through. 28 minutes left. We're going to jump into a pause menu now. We can't see, obviously, the changes that are being made just to keep the level of fairness between both players. What will be changed now? And, I mean, as a pro player, do you always have a plan when you bring on subs in the 65th minute when you're in a position like this? Is it a forward, winger, fullback, or is it just depending every single game on what changes you'll decide to make?
I think, in my opinion, it depends on what you're doing. Some players don't like to change as much players on the pitch. Other players just like to change it up, like in the minute 50 or 60 or whatever. So I think Dani Visser has subbed on Nkunku and Salah as both midfielders, because in the 4-3-2-1 formation, those midfielders kind of get fatigued pretty easily.
The changes have been made. That's a gift. Maybe Pele. Can he offload it to R9? Finds R9! And the timing of that pass from Pele was everything. The ball rolled through the legs of the defender. Was a gift of a goal for R9. But that's what Tekkz will do on the big stage. Calm, composed, and clinical when he needs to be. Check that one on the replay. Super unfortunate with that touch of Tjalo.
You just gotta put all of that aside and just focus on the thing you can do, because there's 20 minutes left, and right now you're just out of the competition.
Here we go. 20 minutes left. Right now, Tekkz is about to pull off a 0-2 to 3-2 clutch, unless Dani Visser has got other ideas. The press is going to be there. It's going to be a deadly last 20 minutes. He comes knocking again. And Nkunku, who just keeps on popping up and scoring goals today.
I mean, I'm thinking about actually purchasing him and subbing it in on every single time in Foot Champions, because I don't know how many times I've seen Nkunku score a goal. Really good play. The first time control to pass it to his right foot, it was really good. And we asked Dani Visser to step it up, to do some changes in his formation, and he obviously did. So 3-3, 15 minutes left. Let's see how Tekkz counterattacks.
Didn't take long, did it, for Dani Visser? Minutes since making those changes. And he hasn't paused it to change back or anything on those lines, unless it was just a game plan change. It's an easy touch on the D-pad. Under 15 minutes left, 3-3. Tekkz now on the hunt for a fourth goal. Because if not, we're on our way to extra time. Well, Dani Visser might have other ideas. Mohamed Salah, is he onside? It's a brilliant ball! Oh, Nkunku off the line! Just about, Marquinhos! I had no idea about that one. I think he came off the back of his body.
Yes! Man!
Christopher Nkunku nearly just wrote himself in to be a club hero.
Oh, man, I think we've got to talk about Schmeichel. What was the save? That was amazing. That was like Iker Casillas against Perotti back in the days. Amazing save from Schmeichel, and Tekkz lives to fight another day.
I mean, the first save was great. The second one, Gravison, he went walking. He left it to the defender who just about dealt with it. With the PSG Brazilian centre-back. Well. 5 minutes left of this one. Wins, you go to another tournament in April. You guarantee yourself prize money, and you'll be part of the best 32 players in this tournament. You lose, you're out. Tekkz looking to clutch up, looking to perform the ultimate comeback from 0-2 to 3-2. This will be one hell of a story. There's only a handful of players who can say they've done that in their career. Literally having your back against the wall. And then coming back, potentially clutching up. He's playing for the last chance of the game, probably an added time of just 1 minute. Yes, it is. Here we go. Final chance, final kick. We've played the minute.
Levi the Bird competing in this big stage, progressing to the knockout stage. Dani Visser as well. I don't know, smashing the Netherlands scenes for 3 years now. And I think we gotta talk about Team Gullit because they're doing an amazing job with them youngsters.
I was saying about this in the commentary just before we went into extra time. There's only so many players, Gravson, that can go 0-2 or 0-3 in Swiss rounds, depending on how many players are there, and literally turn it around. I remember the days of, if you're a keen FIFA fan, playoffs back in Amsterdam. I think it was MVR at the time, French player, went 0-3, went 4-3, and I believe he qualified himself for an E-World Cup final off the back of that. You have to be built differently to turn around scenarios like that when the tournament is going completely against you, you're not playing good FIFA, and then somehow you find an answer to turn it all back and send yourself into the knockouts. Yeah,
definitely. You just gotta be precise, you gotta be cold-hearted, and this is a good chance for Salah.
Mohamed Salah. Great feed from Dani Visser. Brilliant comeback. Again, it's the man of the moment. Marquinhos is there to save the day. Another change for Tekkz. Rodrigo comes on, by the way. The Brazilian winger of Real Madrid. Looking to inject his flair and pace into the final third. 10 minutes played of this period. There's 20 more minutes to come. Again, after this, we'll give you a full roundup of who's left the tournament, who's stayed in. Gullit, good feet from Tekkz. Was patient, waiting for Dani to fall into the move. Tekkz again. It's Jalo just about getting his feet in line and finding the block on the ball there. But again, Tekkz will pick up the ball. Come straight back at Dani Visser. R9, Salah! The Liverpool man for the Liverpool fan. Maybe, just maybe, we'll find the goal to complete the ultimate turnaround. Brilliant run from the Egyptian winger, and that could be the goal to send him into the knockouts.
Yeah, that was a really, really good play by Fnatic Tekkz. Always the pleasure with every time he presses with Gullit. It just creates a lot of danger. This is going to be bonkers, to be honest. Let's go for it.
And this is literally one of our final games to conclude here from day one. At the end of play, we will find out 16 that have gone through to April's knockouts and 16 players that have left the tournament here in Western Europe. It's been a day to remember as the eChampions League has once again returned and brought all the action and drama. 15 minutes for Dani Visser. He'll kick from left to right in this second half in the light blue. To find an answer, will Tekkz find another? And give him the breathing space that will ensure he will be going through. Gullit from distance. Bit of desperation there from Gullit from shooting from that far out. And we didn't need to. Ultra attacking. Implied from Dani Visser. Watch the numbers in the box. Ravenberch. Happy to just take minutes out of the game for Tekkz at the moment.
Yeah, desperation mode for Dani Visser right now.
Overjoyed will Tekkz if he can turn this round. Mohamed Salah looking for the cutback. Well read by Nkunku, who literally has been unbelievable since he's come on. He's here, there and everywhere. One last roll of the dice for the Dutchman. One last bite of the cherry. Rodrigo. For Dani Visser, defended well by João Cancelo. Just got in front of the body. There's so many blue shirts around Tekkz. Can he deal with the press? He should win it back again. He will. Dani Visser, 2 minutes plus additional time. Finds Vinicius Jr. Ball roll scoop turns. R9, back to goal. Plays the one more pass. It's heroics to the back from Marquinhos. He's still not dealt with. R9 trying to dance and move around the box, and Tekkz will just about survive. This will be one that he'll remember for a very, very long time. From 0-2 to 3-2. There's a reason why people talk about this man and will be regarded as one of the best to ever do it. Because even when he's got his back against the wall, he still finds a way to win.